at lesson 42. I don't expect to see y'all on Friday. I feel like what they'll do is just do through 4th hour, and we only go 1st through 4th. I guess they could shorten it so we go like 20 minutes each class, but I have Friday. I would come 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th hour. I'm going to be teaching 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th hour that day. So I don't know. I would check with your other classes to make sure before you do whether they count attendance or not. It's a school day. But anyway, I probably will not see y'all on Friday, so we will not do a lesson on Friday. Today we're looking at lesson 42, estimating with scientific notation. We've got 16 times 5280 times 5280 times 5280 times 12. We want to estimate to get the answer. Y'all remember how to estimate? What would 20 estimate as? I mean 16, sorry. It'd be 20, right? What would 5,280 become? What about 12? Does that make sense? Yeah, you could. Want to estimate it, make it easier. I don't know what 53 times 53 times 53 is, but I know what 5 times 5 times 5 is. Does that make sense? Okay. So what is 10 times 10 times 10? 1,000. Right? What is 5 times 5 times 5? 125. And then how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense? You could. 2 times 125 is what? 250, right? Do you agree? Okay, so that took care of the 2 and the 125. How many zeros do we have left over? We've got 1 here. How many from this one? 9. And then how many here? 3. So times 10 to the 13th, right? Is it in scientific notation? So I'd make it what? Does that make sense? You can put them in scientific notation at this second step right here if you want to. It doesn't matter to me. You can say 2 times 10 to the first, 5 times 10 to the third, etc. I usually wait until like further down to put them in scientific notation because it times 10 to the first is more work than writing. You can if you want. I probably would normally put that in scientific notation rather than writing all of this. Does that make sense? Correct. Any questions here? Okay. We want to use scientific notation to estimate. What would 3,250 278 round 2. Why did she go ahead and put it in scientific notation? So all the other ones are, and the other numbers are really big too, right? So it's going to be easier to put them all in scientific notation. If you have a bunch of small numbers, it doesn't really, I mean, you can do it either way. It doesn't really matter. But if you have a bunch of big numbers or really, really small decimals, you want to put them in scientific notation. Does that make sense? Okay. What would I round which number? So negative 14, and then do I add or subtract? Add 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense? What is negative 14 plus 5? Y'all see how that works? Any questions so far? Okay. What would you make this number? 3 times 10 to the what? Okay. And then what would be the next number? It's already negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I going to add the 4 or subtract? Subtract. Does that make sense? Now what do you do? Okay, what would you do for the numerator? Over what? I don't know what 50 is. That's not scientific notation. That's why. Times 10 to the what? Would we leave our answer like that? You would do what? And we want to estimate it. So not 7.1, it would become 7. You see how that works? Okay, you estimate here at the very beginning, and then you don't estimate until the very end. Does that make sense? Because 15 and 21, you could estimate those, but then your answer would be like not pretty. So don't estimate at this step right here. Any questions? Okay. See if you can correctly estimate the answer to this problem. A lot of numbers. Do you need this 8765 here? a positive 43 on the numerator and a negative 23. What did you estimate the denominator to be? 10,000. Does that make sense? But it's almost 10,000. So 1 times 10 to the what? Negative what? 1, 2, 3, 4 places that we got to move. Did you get 1 times 10 to the negative 19? 10 times 10 to the negative 20, which is 1 times 10 to the 19. Does that make sense? You got to be careful on those. They try and trick you with those, okay? Any questions on these? This part so far? Okay, so what would you get for your actual answer? 16 times 10 to the 47 minus 16 over 1 times 10 to the negative 19, right? Right? Which is 16 times 10 to the 50th. You can either make it 1.6 times 10 to the 51, or you can make it 20 times 10 to the 50, and then make it 2 times 10 to the 50. 1.6 rounds to 2. Mm-hmm. Yes. You got to round at the very beginning and then at the very end. So that's an estimate. 10 times 10 to the negative 20 is the same thing as 1 times 10 to the negative 19. So those are the same thing. I don't like estimating simply because you can find an exact answer on this, right? But it wants you to estimate it. It doesn't want an exact answer. Okay? I am an exact person. Like I don't estimate. Like I'm always like, oh well, it's exactly this. I don't know. In elementary school, my mom would be like, how do you not understand estimating? Mom, you can get a ruler and say that is 4.5 inches. You don't have to say it's approximately whatever. I don't know. It just drove me crazy. On these, they don't want an exact answer. Okay? I know, like you can find an exact answer. It's not that hard, but they don't want you to estimate the exact answer. They want you to use estimation the whole time, like to do the whole thing. Does that make sense? Yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from. I was that way in elementary school. Like it drove me crazy when they would be like, estimate whatever. Like, but I don't have to estimate. I know the I know the answer to that. But they want you to do these quickly so that you can say, well, it's close to this. Does that make sense? Any questions on the estimating? But you can say, well, it's probably going to be, it should be close to 10 milligrams or whatever. for a 50-pound kid or whatever, right? You know, and then if you aren't even close to that, then you've done something wrong. So I don't know. Any questions on estimating with scientific notation? Do not give an exact answer when it says estimate. If you give an exact answer, it's going to be marked wrong because you did not use estimation. Okay?